Uh, Andrew has just introduced me like he always does. Very Chong Hei type of introduction. Uh, but anyway, today I'm really glad that we reached the last part of this series of talks on goals, goals, goals. And I'm glad because I had the opportunity to share with all of you what is behind the importance of having goals in our life. And so far up to today, I have not talked about the technical aspects of goal setting. For that special part, I would want to reserve it for the time when the MCO is all lifted and we can gather our leaders together, and then we will conduct that part as like a workshop for the goal setting, the technical part of goal setting. So today, part four, before we begin, first of all, I hope that none of you will disappear before my session ends. Because if you disappear before my session ends, you are going to miss out on a very powerful, good piece of news. If you disappear before my talk ends, you will miss it. So I hope that you will tell yourself that no matter how boring this session is, you are going to stay until you hear the announcement from me. And after hearing the announcement, if you don't get excited about the announcement, I think the fault is not with me, the fault is with you. Okay. And so now, are we ready to go ahead with this final part? All right. I can't see you, but I know that today we will be able to see the more complete picture, about goals. All right. Now, before I go into this final part, it is very necessary for me to recap what we have covered in parts one, parts two, parts three that lead us on to the final part. Okay, in part one, I mentioned as a starting point that all achievers, they have one thing in common, And what is that? They are all goal directed. Goal directed means their energies, their focus, they are all directed to achieving goals. And this is a human characteristics for those who are achievement oriented. So these people who are goal directed, their achievements are motivated by goals. So ask yourself right now, before I go further, are your achievements motivated by goals? I'm sure for most of you, this is so. So very good. One thumbs up for you. Next, those who are goal directed, they know what they want. And this is the problem. Because for most people, it is harder to know what they want than to know what they don't want. And so, when our life is guided by what we don't want, we may achieve some results, but we will not be able to live up to our true potentials. Those people who are leaders, who are movers and shakers in the world, they are people who know what they want. So ask yourself this question today. Do you know what you want? All right, when you are in Vantros, do you know what you want in Vantros? You see, unless and until you know what you want, your energies, your creativities, your abilities will not be tapped to its maximum. Now, the next characteristics of people who are goal-directed is that they are prepared. They are prepared to take the risk and pay the price to make the sacrifices to reach their goals, to pay the price. So, are you prepared to take the necessary risks and to make the sacrifices to reach your goals? So these are three criteria for us to find out how goal-directed are we. And in part one, I also introduced you to the science of psycho-cybernetics. It is a science because people have gone to do research on it, and the results confirm that everything about psycho-cybernetics can be true if you put them into practice. This science of psycho-cybernetics explains why people fail and why people succeed. It has nothing to do with a person's fate. Why we succeed, why we fail, it is explained by the science of psycho-cybernetics. And it all starts in the mind. It doesn't start in the circumstances that come into your life, but it starts in your mind, your mind. So there is a goal-seeking mechanism in your mind, your subconscious mind. There is a goal-seeking mechanism. And the person who discovered psycho-cybernetics, his name is Dr. Maxwell Maltz. He is actually a surgeon, a plastic surgeon. He does plastic surgery for people. But he is the one who found that even though he tried to help his patient to change their look, change their face, and to make them look more handsome, more beautiful, but not always the results will be positive in the change. So he began to get curious, why is that so? And he discovered that you fail or you succeed in achieving your goals or in achieving the life that you want. He said it's all due to the goal-seeking mechanism and whether you are operating on it correctly or not. And he has this to say: we are all human beings created to achieve goals. So if you don't have goals to achieve, what will happen? We will not find enough meaning to attract us, to motivate us to go further. And we go around in circles. We feel lost and we find ourselves aimlessly moving in life, purposeless. In fact, the better word to use is we become a person moving in life without direction, a directionless life. Now, the science of psycho-cybernetics, in part one, we learned that our mind has three parts, but I only mentioned two because the last part is not so important at this stage. The two prominent parts of our minds are the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, both parts have their characteristics. The subconscious mind, for you to be able to tap the power of your subconscious mind, you need to send clear and repeated messages to your subconscious mind. You keep doing it, repeating it, but your message must be clear. You must give clear instructions, repeat it, and this is how, through the process of repetition, you begin to tap the power of the subconscious mind. You tame the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what is real, what is not real, what is true, what is false. So that means to say, whatever you feed into the subconscious mind, it will receive. And because you repeat it over a period of time, this repetition makes the subconscious mind receive those messages as true, as real, even though it may not be so. And the next thing is, our subconscious mind is so powerful because it functions 24/7. It never stops, even 1 second. The moment the subconscious mind stops, we are dead. How about the conscious mind? The conscious mind functions only when you are awake. When you are sleeping, the conscious mind sleeps with you. The power of the conscious mind is limited. It is powerful, but it's limited. Whereas the power of the subconscious mind is unlimited. The power is unlimited. So if we can tap the power of the subconscious mind, we will also find that there is limitless capabilities and potentials that we can tap into for our life to become more successful. So that's why Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he says that it is in the subconscious mind that there is a goal-seeking mechanism. Goal-seeking mechanism. That means to say, the subconscious mind is programmed to go and seek for goals. And when you are going for goals, you become energized, you become more creative, and your potentials come out, and you never get tired when you are on the course trying to achieve some goals because of this goal-seeking mechanism in us. So the goal-seeking mechanism, however, can work both ways. This goal-seeking mechanism can work to bring you success. It can also work to bring you failure. So these are the two sides of the coin about the goal-seeking mechanism. For those people who are unaware and they are experiencing failure after failure after failure in their life, the answer is very obvious. It is because consciously or unconsciously, they have tapped into the failure mechanism in the subconscious mind. But those who have activated their success mechanism, they will be able to tap into success and more success and more success. This is not to say that, wow, they are failure-free in their life. Not true, but whenever they tap into the success mechanism, the goal-seeking mechanism will help them to be able to reach their goals. And of course, there are times problems come, they may even fail, but they will reach their goals somehow because they step onto the success mechanism. Now, listen to this statement. Your self-identity is an important factor in determining your success or failure outcome. I want to repeat this. Your self-identity. It's not about your luck. It's not about your fate. It's not about your education level. Your self-identity is an important factor in determining your success, failure outcome in this goal-seeking mechanism. You see, your self-identity is in the subconscious mind. In fact, most of the components in the subconscious mind are there to reinforce for you your self-identity. And if your self-identity is weak, you will most likely tap onto the failure mechanism more than tapping into the success mechanism. So part 2 in my series, Goals. Part 2, I dealt at long last and in a more detailed way about self-identity. Every one of us are different. Though we look the same, but every one of us has got an identity. And depending on how clear we are about our identity, this plays a major role in our happiness in life, in our achievements in life. So, what self-identity is? It's about knowing who am I? Who am I? How we define ourselves. Some people define themselves by their profession. I'm a doctor, I'm an accountant. Fine, they define themselves by their profession. Some people define themselves by uh, their roles in life. They define themselves, I am a housewife, I am a house husband. That's how they define themselves. Some people define themselves by what happened in the past. Oh, I am a failure. Uh, I am a bankrupt. They define themselves by what happened in the past. So, how we define ourselves will reflect our identity. Our identity. Now, it self-identity forms the basis of our self-esteem. Self-esteem, as a psychological term, has to do with what kind of feelings you have upon yourself. Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel secure about yourself? Do you feel you are at peace with yourself? These are all parts, components of your self-esteem. Now, if your self-identity is weak and you are not even sure what your identity is like, your self-esteem is going to be poor. And when self-esteem is poor, you'll find that it can wreak havoc in your life, in your marriage, in your business, in your relationships. Self-esteem. Peers, that means our friends, our level of our friendships, the family, the school, they all impact our self-identity. If you remember, some people in school, they are always bullied by other children. When they get bullied, they are called by certain names, and this got stuck in them. And then it never got out of their system. And then they form an identity of themselves by what those friends used to call them. And this can destroy a person's self-esteem. Now, it shapes our perceptions of belonging. You see, if we have a healthy self-identity, we will have a better sense of belonging. That means to say, it gives us the security to know that we are accepted where we are. For example, in the family, if you have a strong sense of your identity, you will feel secure and you don't feel intimidated by the other members of your family. The same goes for your profession. If your identity is healthy, you will be able to identify with people of your same profession. You are able to contribute meaningfully, and you can have influence over many people because your identity is intact, is strong. So it shapes our perceptions of belonging. Do you belong there? Are you feeling secure in this group of people? This has to do with our sense of self-identity. Now, you need to have a positive, healthy self-identity before you can activate the success mechanism. Remember, self-identity plays an important role in activating your success mechanism. So I mentioned in part 2 that you may need to overhaul. You know, when your car is getting old, not performing as it should, you probably go to the mechanic and the mechanic says, I think it's time to overhaul your engine. What do? They take out part by part and start to clean and start to change the worn out parts, assemble them again, and then you get a car that's almost as good as new again. That is the overhaul. So in order for our self-identity to be able to help us to activate the success mechanism, some of us, we may need to overhaul our self-identity and start on a new page. Now, the question about self-identity must involve answering, who am I? Who am I? Whose am I? That means I belong to who? Who do I belong to? And what is stopping me from my happiness? What is stopping me from becoming happier? What is stopping me from achieving more in life like other people? What is stopping me from being able to express myself like other people do? What is stopping me? So these are questions that we need to ask if we really want to restore our self-identity. Why is self-identity important? Simply because if you don't know who you are, how can you know what you want? Isn't it logical? Now, self-identity strengthens our character. Just now, Andrew introduced me that my passion is about character development. And it is true. I spent years and years trying to help individuals to develop their character before they want to develop their career, develop their family life, and so on. Your character is the sum total of your belief system, your value system, of your attitudes, of your habits. The sum total of all this forms your character, and not forgetting all the experiences in life. They are also a component to form a character. Now, the next thing I want to mention is that the self-identity keeps us unique and distinguishes us from everyone else. You see, there are times we want to have a sense of belonging, to be the same like others. Nothing wrong there. But at the foundation of self-identity is to know that we are unique. We are unique. We are people, though we have similarities with others, but we are uniquely different. And we need to know the uniqueness that's in us, that the difference that's in us, so that we understand that the human population, the social life of every person is in trying to harmonize our differences, to be able to enjoy the differences more than to find fault about our differences. This is how we adjust to a successful living with other people. It keeps us unique and it distinguishes us from everyone else. Now, self-identity makes us comfortable and secure. You see, the sense of security is very real. If you don't have a sense of security within yourself, it's very hard for you to feel comfortable, especially with people that you just know. You find uncomfortable, especially when you are asked to do something that you know that it is not something new, or something for you to do all the time. You feel uncomfortable. So the sense of security is very important. So why do we need to know who we are? It's so that we will feel secure. Why do people have inferiority complex? People with inferiority complex, these are results of a sense of insecurity. They find that they cannot measure up to other people just because other people have higher education level than them. They feel they cannot measure up with people who are more well off, and so on and so forth. Insecurity, inferiority, insecurity are all symptoms of a lack of knowledge of who you are. It equips us to fulfill our purpose in life. You see, this is something that is very, very basic. Every one of us are born into this world for a reason, for a purpose, for a destiny. But most of us just know how to keep busy in life and never actually sit down to ask ourselves, what are we here for? What's our purpose in life? What is the destiny that we are heading to? When all these are never even questioned, never having the relevant answers, we will still go through life. Yes, we will pass this life. But then, what kind of life? It will be a life without meaning. We lose out on getting the meaning out of our life. In fact, psychologically, every person will live longer, every person will live healthier, every person will live richer if they have that answer. Why are we here in this world? What are we here for? What is the purpose of our life? What destiny awaits us? When these are never even thought or thought about, we move on in life. We think we are making it in life. We think we are doing well in life. But I tell you, we will always have a vacuum inside us. Knowing that life can be just like this. Now, what happens when you are unsure of your self identity? You will allow others to define who you are. I'm sorry, I need to have a drink. You will allow others to define who you are. And when you allow others to define who you are, most times their definition of you is below par. Their definition of you is based on something not right, something that has gone wrong. For example, some people define a person, oh, that fellow is a bankrupt. Oh, he's a useless fellow, good for nothing. They define you in such manners. So don't allow others to define who you are. The best option is define yourself, who you really are. You lose your self-confidence when you are not sure about your self-identity. You lose your self-confidence. A great man once said, you can lose everything, but don't lose your self-confidence. You have a problem making major decisions. Yeah. I'm sure you know of some people, if not yourself, I hope, who fear making decisions. They always hope that someone else will make the decisions for them. And this is a tragedy because in our life, if we allow other people to make decisions for us, well, they may be right, they may be wrong in their decision making for us. If they are right in their decision for us, fine. If they are wrong, well, nothing happens to them, but something will happen to us. So it is always a wiser thing that for the major decisions of your life, try to make it yourself. And when I say make your own decisions regarding those major decisions, I would recommend that you bring those decisions before you make them, bring them to your God. I'm not here to try to prescribe religion. Some of you misunderstand me. I'm not here to prescribe to you a religion. You have a God. I have a God. But I tell you, if you really want to be sure of the major decisions that you are making, you go and consult your God to give you the wisdom, and then you make that decision. You tend to fail in maintaining relationships. You see, a lot of people, whether it's a family life, in social life, in a work life, and so on, cannot get along with others, always having relationship problems. This is one of the indications of what? Poor self-identity. And so they cannot maintain relationships. They can be good with some people for a short while, and then they start finding fault. And if this happens in our family, if our a life partner is someone like that, I tell you, it's very difficult to move on day after day after day. Your success or your achievement will not be on par with your true potentials if you are having self-identity problem. You will not achieve something on par with your true potentials. So what are some signs of self-identity in crisis? One, that you have a strong urge to be a people pleaser. You just want to please people, or just want to make people feel pleased about you. This is one sign about a person in crisis, self-identity crisis. You are affected by what others say, what others think of you. So you are very easily affected by what they say and think of you. Sometimes just by a little comment from these people, whole night you cannot sleep already. And you will remember for life who said what, where, and about you. You immerse yourself in self-pity. And this is the greatest poison in the world for anybody. Once you are drowned in self-pity, it's very hard for you to come up again. Self-pity. Then you are overwhelmed by fear of failure. You don't fully grasp that it is the wisdom of failure experiences that will help you to be able to stand up for achieving your success to come. You get trapped in a victim mentality. Everything that happens to you that is not welcomed by you, you begin to feel, wow, that's a trap. I'm a victim of this circumstance. I have been shortchanged by people, by situation. You feel that you are a victim in your life. Whereas if you have a strong identity about yourself, you may have setbacks from time to time, but most of the time, you are able to steer yourself to have a victor's mentality, to be victorious in facing all the situations that come. Now, I mentioned in part 2 that if you are going to go for diamond or gold diamond or even beyond, like be our crown diamond director, if you are set on the path to that direction, I want to insist on you looking at your path to that achievement, not just base it on your ability alone. Don't just base it on your cleverness alone. In fact, one way of making sure that your path to diamond and so on and so forth, it will be secure if you start to inculcate this habit, the habit of prayer. You pray to your God. Have a habit of bringing all your goals, your dreams, your ideals, bring them to your God. Pray to your God. Pray for wisdom. Pray for understanding. And when you have the prayer habit, you know what will happen? Your spirit life, you may want to call it spiritual life, your spirit life will be activated. When your spirit life is activated, spiritually you become strong. And to me, this is the surest way to guide you to become our diamond, gold diamond, and so on. To go through the way of a spiritual strength, not on your physical strength, not on your intellectual strength. Go the way of spiritual strength. Develop your spiritual life through prayers. Now, I told many of you in the last session that every evening I pray. I pray about 1.5 hours for all our gold diamonds, our diamonds, and those people who contact me that they want to have the promotion to become diamond. They ask me to pray for them also. I pray for them one by one by their name. I pray for their spouse name as well. I pray for their family as well. Why? Because I know that if you are not sustained with the power of prayer, you will not receive what you should be receiving. Remember that. So my suggestion for us to get onto the path, to become diamond, gold diamonds, and so on, is to build on your spiritual life. Be spiritually strong. And the one sure way is to get on to praying, praying, praying. Spend time in prayer. When you are spiritually strong, you will be able to think clearly. You will have the wisdom to think the right things. So your thought life becomes activated in the direction of those things that are positive, that are good, that are wise for you to carry out. You see, our thought life is always kelang kabut one, always come and kacau us. Make us think of things that we should not be thinking. Make us think of things that will actually pull us down instead of think of things that will push us up. So when our thought life is strong, mentally we become strong. So it is from that direction. Spiritual strength leads to mental strength. And when we are mentally strong, surely we can be physically strong, because a lot of our sicknesses and our health issues are because mentally we have become weak. So when we are physically strong, our physical life will enable us to be able to do more things, to achieve more goals. Physical life. And then when physically we are strong, what happens? What happens? Then to be happy, healthy, wealthy is just the end result. The end result of building our life spiritually, mentally, and physically. The end result is you feel happy, you're healthy, you're wealthy. I don't have to tell you, of course, that our 3 gold diamonds, in the short 2-3 years, they join as member and become gold director. Along the way, each of them has already earned incomes of a few $1,000,000. Is it because they are lucky? I'm not sure. But what do I know? I know that these 3 persons become gold diamonds not by accident. They work for it. They bank on spiritual strength, mental strength, and physical strength. And today, it's not by accident they are at the top there. In fact, my prayer for them is that all 3 will be promoted to crown diamonds soon. Is it possible? I know it's possible because we are carried on the wings of prayer to strengthen the spiritual life of our leaders, so that they will be mentally strong, they will be physically strong, and that they will be happy, healthy, and wealthy. This is the direction that we must take. Don't bank on your capability alone, your cleverness alone. You may have succeeded elsewhere in the past, but it does not guarantee that the same will happen again if only you will depend more on building your spiritual life to strengthen your thought life and then to strengthen your physical life. When you embark on this cycle, health, wealth, and happiness will be the end result for you. Trust me. And when you are long enough with us in Vantros, you will know that the direction that we have taken will add years to your life. What does it mean add years to your life? That means to say you will enjoy long life, longevity. Why? Using the IM laser every day, using the CV8 every day, using the Fortico every day, using all our products every day will surely add years to your life. Add years to your life. And as it adds years to your life, helping you live longer, you are also adding life to your years. What does adding life to your years mean? Mean to say, you feel you are alive. You are doing things meaningfully. There is meaning coming upon your life. The good that you are doing to help many other downlines, help many other people to become well, to become healthy, to be able to break free from owing a lot of money to a lot of people. Financially, they are free. This will add life to your years. You find that you did not waste your life. You have spent your life meaningfully. You know, one person that I always keep in touch with almost every day is my brother, Billy Sim. I am very touched by him because of his social work. He has dedicated a large part of his life to social work, for doing work for the orphans, doing work blessing all those who are marginalized by society. And he always sends me updates about where he is moving in his social work. I really appreciate that because he has done a lot to bless so many people, not just in Malaysia, in Thailand and elsewhere. So, Billy, if you are attending today's talk, I really, I really am touched. Like I told you yesterday, the video that you sent me, I really wept watching that video because it touched me. Now, in part three, well, part two was about self-identity. Part one is about psycho-cybernetics. Part three, I talk about the pearls of wisdom, about goals and goal setting. So I line up 10 of these pearls of wisdom. And the first one is you don't set goals based on needs, but based on wants. And then I also mention again to you that, you see, the tragedy of life is not because you did not achieve your goals. The tragedy of life is because you don't have goals to achieve. And then I mentioned that whatever you get by achieving your goals is not as important as who you become when you have achieved your goals, who you become. And that falls back upon your character. What kind of character becomes of you when goals are achieved? You know, so this first point about base your goals on wants is to encourage you to know what you want and start to work on it through your spiritual awakening, mental awakening, and physical awakening. Now, the next thing about the pearl of wisdom is that you can't be cynical about your goal. Cynical means you believe, yet you are doubtful. You believe and yet doubtful. So you never totally believe. And in this cynical state, you become trapped in pessimism. You become a person more pessimistic than optimistic when you are cynical. So when you are setting goals, you can't afford to be cynical. And the opposite of cynicism is optimism. Optimism is to feel very positive. Why? You know it can be done. Now, the third wisdom is that the first thing before you set a goal is to ask why. Why do I want to have this goal? Why? This is very important because the why must precede what, how, when, and who. Why must come first. Your downlines are not influenced by what you do, remember that, but by why you do it. The why. The knowing why will always lead you to the meaning behind it, the meaning behind it. So the next pearl of wisdom was goals are meant to transform, not conform. To transform means to bring about a desired positive change. That means transform. Conform means to sacrifice your uniqueness in order to be like everyone else. That is conform. So leaders will transform, followers will conform. Which one are you? I really ask that you look at this Vantros healing ministry more closely and discover that Vantros is actually a transformational journey for many of us. Now, the next pearl of wisdom is the key to not giving up your goal is in the enjoyment of the journey. Enjoyment of the journey. You see, if we embark on a goal and we become so stressed out by the goal and we can't even enjoy the steps that we are taking to reach the goal, most of the time we will give up before the goal is achieved. Any small problem that comes our way becomes the right excuse to stop it, and we give up easily. So the key to not giving up is to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. In Vantros, we want everybody to come in and participate, not based on how much you are going to make out of this business. We want everybody to come in, enjoy. By what? By participating actively in the healing ministry, to be able to share our products, to be able to talk about our products, to be able to share about our life once we have become a Vantros member. When we keep doing that and we keep seeing people who are using our products getting better, getting healed, and they are being uplifted and so forth, we become people who really enjoy every part of the journey. And this is so important because when you are enjoying the journey, the realization of the goal will come sooner or later. And most of the time is sooner than later. Now, the next pearl of wisdom is this. In the pursuit of your goal, the speed is not as important as the direction. And this will be the key to my last part about having a direction. Speed is good. Wow! What? 1 month already become diamond. Yo, record. But that is not the guarantee that you are able to sustain. The more important thing is, are you clear of the direction that you are taking? I will be elaborating on this in a short while. The next pearl of wisdom is to have tried, even though you fail, is better than never having tried at all. Whether it's in a matter of love relationships or whatever you are embarking upon, to have tried, even though we fail, is better than never having tried at all. And I want to now say that the eighth point is about regrets. Do you know that our real regrets in life are not over what we did, but what we did not do? This is the real regret of most people. On their deathbed, their regret is, I wish I had done this. I wish I hadn't been so cruel to my children. I wish I did not say those things to so and so. Our regrets are always more on what we did not do, what we should have done but did not do. So I urge all of you who are attending this session today, you come into Vantros. You have already come in. Some of you already become directors. Some have become rubies. Some become emerald. Some are already diamonds. And 3 of them have become gold diamonds. Whatever the reason that brought you into Vantros, I just pray for you that in Vantros, finally, you discover the meaning that there are things you need to do and you are going to do them before it's too late. There are things you don't need to do and you are willing to give up those things you don't need to do. And you keep focusing on participating in a healing ministry. I will tell you that there will be no regrets for you. No regrets, because Vantros gives you direction. Vantros gives you the opportunity to do what you need to do before it's too late. A person is not old until his or her regrets take the place of her dreams. Then you become old. Now, the ninth pearl of wisdom is you don't climb a mountain to be fit. You've got to be fit to climb a mountain. The gist of this pearl is that we need to do preparations. We have to be prepared in whatever we are embarking to do. Without any preparation, we are going to be much handicapped when problems come. No mountain climber will go to climb a mountain without first preparing himself for the trip. Therefore, in Vantros, we really need preparation. And a large chunk of the preparation is actually in setting our goals, ensuring that we have the right priorities, and then to continue to build our downlines and duplicate their success for them. And the 10th pearl of wisdom I shared with you last month is you won't reach your destination based on your excuses. Now, I like to recommend that let us live with no excuses. Let us love with no regrets. And let us serve with joy. And with that, we finish part 3. And today, we come to the final part 4. As I said just now, part 4 is about directions, the directions. Now, my question now is, what do you think is the most important impact of goals on your life? What is the most important impact of goals in your life? I can only think of one, and that is goals give us direction. Remember I mentioned goal-directed life? Because when we have goals, we are directed, or we will find direction. And this is so important. When a person has direction, he will not be easily distracted. When a person has direction, he won't be so easily giving excuses why he failed. Direction. Now, when we have goals, we will have direction. We know where we are going. And conversely, when we have direction, the chances of us sticking to our goals until we achieve our goals is much higher. The chances of achieving our goals will be much higher for a person with direction. That's why in the beginning, part 1, I mentioned goal-directed life. To be directed by goals and then to direct the goals. This is like a circle. Goals give our direction. Directions will direct our goals. And then once we move in that cycle, you find that it is a life that is giving us a lot of opportunity to develop our talents, develop our potentials, to make us very creative, and to make us feel very useful and meaningful in this life. Now, it is not the speed but the direction of our lives that matters. So I want to summarize parts 1, 2, and 3 in saying life is not about speed but about direction, Do you know where you are heading to? Vantros is here. You are now in Vantros. Are you at the same time thinking of how much money you can make in other companies, their products, who you can sell to? I want to tell you that if you are already in Vantros, keep your eyes in the direction that Vantros has for you. Keep your eyes focused in that direction. Life is not about speed. That if you keep looking out, where is the grass greener? Where? And you're trying to go over to where the grass is greener, most of the time, you are going to get exhausted. You waste a lot of your time and energy. But since you are already in Vantros and you find that products are good, your uplines are good, and the friends here are not the kind of friends you meet in other MLM companies where they try to sabotage you, they try to make, steal your downlines and put in their network and so on and so forth. In Vantros, these things, even if they happen, they are minimal. Why? Because we have reason for being so. I will explain later. So come on board and receive this impartation for you. Life is not about speed, but about what? About direction. Life is not about form, but content. What does this mean? Form here means what? Style, gaya. But about content. Content means the substance. So, for example, if today you are struggling financially, the right thing is to build content. Build content means what? To come and overcome the financial situation until you become financially strong again. Don't, at this point when you are still financially cannot make ends meet, you go for form, gaya. You quickly go and buy a Honda Accord and so on, because form, gaya. Life is about content, substance, not on form. Whatever car you may be driving, whether it's an old Proton Saga, nobody has the right to condemn you if you are showing the content in your life, the substance in your life. That's why I really praise my God that in Vantros, all our leaders, they are more content-oriented than form-oriented. And this is truly a good observation of all our leaders. Now, life is not about having and getting. Oh, I have this, I'm getting this, have and get. When life becomes like that, about getting, about having, we tend to view life materialistically. Every part of the way, I must have this, I must get that. And if you don't have this and don't get that, then you say life is not fair. And then you start to grumble, you start to complain. Life is not to be like that. So what is life? What does life have to be in order to call it life? It's about loving and serving. Loving and serving. The more we love, the more we serve, the more comes back to us, the more meaning we get out of life. So life is about loving and serving. That is why our Vantros philosophy says, to live is to love and to serve. To live is to love and to serve. You have these three words in the back of your mind. Live, love, serve. Live, love, serve. You know, I was in Indonesia 30 over years. And it's so hard to make those people who are less educated in Indonesia to understand English. I said, to live is to love and to serve. A short sentence, hardly they can memorize it. So finally, you know what happened? This sentence is condensed to TLITLATS. So when asked what is our philosophy, TLITLATS. To live is to love and to serve. And then what are the three words? Then they will say LLS. Live, love, and serve. Why is direction important in life? Why? Now, remember, life is dynamic. Dynamic means it moves on whether you like it or not. You cannot control it. You cannot stop it. Life is dynamic, never static. That is life. Whether you like it or not, life will pass by. So, you are either moving forward, moving backward, or you are going around life in circles. in circles. Now, if you are moving forward, you are progressing. I hope so. If you are moving forward, you are progressing. So, congratulations. If you are moving backwards, it means what? Life is passing you by. Life is passing you by. What about if you are moving in circles? I'm sorry to tell you, if you are moving in circles, you are stuck in the rut. Remember Dr. Maxwell Maltz, he says what? If you have no goals to achieve, you will move on in life aimlessly, no purpose, and you will find life to be so boring, a rut. You get stuck in the rut. So, how? Direction is so important for us. Where are we moving? Are we moving forward, backward, or in circles? Are you progressing, or life is passing you by, or are you stuck in the rut? You see this guinea pig? I'm sure every young children looking at the guinea pig in this picture, they'll feel very happy. Why? They see the guinea pig, wow, moving the wheel. Wow, moving very fast, very fast, very fast. And they get excited. But then, you see, the guinea pig will only get exhausted. Is he getting anywhere? No. There seems to be excitement. It seems the wheel is moving, but he's not getting anywhere. So, isn't it true with a lot of people? In life, they always look so busy, but they are busy getting nowhere. There seems to be a lot of action. The wheel is moving, but they are not getting anywhere. And life gets worse as the days go by. Life gets worse as the days go by. And in fact, this difficult period that we are in, this COVID pandemic, life has got to become very, very tough. Very, very tough. So, what is our direction? Now, I just want to say that if we are not moving forwards, we might get stuck in the rut. And this is not the way to live, especially in a pandemic like this. Don't allow the reason to be, how I cannot go out, how can I achieve sales? If we are creative enough, we will start to think of every other way to make our sales come around. Remember, I told you our path to become diamond starts with the habit of prayer, building your spiritual life. Now and again, I receive feedback from those people I have been praying for every day. And the feedback includes what? Thank you. The power of your prayer has brought me into sales that I didn't know was coming. People that I met years ago have come back to want to ask to buy the IM Laser, to want to come and join my network. These are things happening because of the power of prayer. So let's not get stuck in the rut. Just because the MCO means that you cannot go out, therefore you will mati. It won't be like that. Things are happening in the spiritual realm. Believe me. So many MLMs have closed down. So many SMEs have closed down. And we are still making headway. In fact, I want to let you know, I think Adam himself had already announced it during the DAB meeting a few weeks ago, that the China government has endorsed the IM Laser can be sold freely in China. They gave us the certificate for us to sell the IM Laser freely in China. Is this a breakthrough? Is this a breakthrough? There are so many things that we are going to announce for you, for our leaders. But are you ready? Are you just happy to be stuck in the rut because of the MCO? Think about it. The price that we pay for our directionless life, what is it? Well, we get stuck in a rut. No movement, no, no ideas, no expectations for something to be able to take place, to bring you to another breakthrough. Watching life pass us by. You know, actually, if my computer is not having some audio problems, I would be playing you a song. This song is by the Rolling Stones. If you are around my age, you will remember this song. The title of this song is As Tears Go By. It is the evening of the day. Some of you will remember this song. I think Joseph will remember this song. I think maybe Raymond will remember this song. Linda Go might remember this song. This song is about somebody allowing his life to get old and regretting that it has been a directionless life. And when he got old, nothing much else for him that he could do. He just wanted to watch the children play. And he noticed that they are doing things that he has done before, nothing new. And he realized that all the money he has can't buy everything as well. And so he said he just sit and watch as years go by. What a sad way to live a life, isn't it? Why people get stuck in a rut? Why? There are certain reasons. One, because of sheer laziness. Lazy. And I just pray that none of you attending today's session, you are lazy. Because if you are lazy, there's nothing very much that your upline can help you. Nothing very much that I can help you if you are lazy. Life is overshadowed by too many bad habits. Bad habits. Many of us have bad failures in life, but that's all right. But if your life is overshadowed by too many bad habits, you are a goner. Why? Because bad habits form bad character. Remember that. So, if you are to get out of the rut, it is time to also break some of the bad habits that are stopping you from becoming a better person, a more successful person, a happier person. Not willing to pay the price and make the sacrifice. 不准备付出那个代价. Not willing to pay the price. You want to become diamond? You cannot just say, I want to be diamond, and you become diamond. I can be praying for you, but you still have to do the necessary to become a diamond. Trapped in their own comfort zone. You get too comfortable with your life at this time. Too comfortable that you are not willing to do something else, that you are not willing to step a foot out of your comfort zone. And this particular thing called the comfort zone really kills a lot of people who have the potential to do well. Once the MCO is lifted, this is one of the topics I have reserved for all those in the DAB, in the Diamonds Advisory Board, about overcoming the comfort zone. Living a life that is not in alignment with your true self. Your true self, your self-identity, that brings with it a lot of potentials, a lot of talents, a lot of abilities waiting to be tapped. But you go and choose a course of life that is not in line with what you believe in, not in line with your value systems. So what happens? You may achieve some results doing those things, but they are not in line with your true self. Your true self may be one who likes to be helping people, to be friendly with people, to like to lead people, but you embark on something that has nothing to do with all this. So you don't live true to your calling, don't live true to your true self. So what does it mean to feel directionless in life? You feel disconnected. Disconnected means don't belong anywhere. You find that you into this group, you also can't find comfortable, you don't belong. You feel disconnected with other people, even with your own family members, you feel disconnected. So when you are disconnected, what happens? Most probably you just keep to yourself, very little communication, and that is even more torturing for us, for people. Human beings are made to communicate. But once we are disconnected, the desire to communicate also, diminishes, and we keep to ourselves in disconnection. Feeling of insecurity, 没有安全感. So what happens? You don't feel secure. So when you meet new people, he could be a potential to become your diamond under you. But you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel secure, because why? He's richer than you, and you feel you're not up to his class, and you feel so insecure, inferior. You lose a potential leader. Feeling stuck, hopeless, unmotivated. Stuck, hopeless, unmotivated. No more energy, no more dreams. When you are directionless in life. And long for green grass elsewhere, but not sure how to get to the other side. I advise you, the grass is always greener where you are. And if you're already in Vantros, come see the grass so green in Vantros. Don't try to peep and look at anywhere else where the grass can be greener. Maybe, but maybe not. But while you are still here, look, the grass is really green over this side of Vantros. Life looks bleak. Bleak means very dark when you are directionless. So that's why today's part 4, the final part, is to encourage you to think about the direction that you need to take, especially during this time of pandemic. I like to say that we live not to escape life, but so that life will not escape us. This sentence needs a lot of digesting before we can catch the real meaning of it. We may think, yes, we are living, but how is the manner in which you are living? Are you living life to the full, having the abundant life? Or are you struggling throughout your life? This saying here says, we live not to escape life. No matter, there may be problems, there may be situations that is challenging, but we live not to escape life, but so that life will not escape us. Meaning what? We will face and overcome and stand erect, proud, and unafraid as a person who really has gone through life and emerged victorious. That's the meaning. Finding direction through the Vantros Healing Ministry. I believe if you really want to find direction through the Vantros Healing Ministry, firstly, you must dare to take risks and challenges. And the risk that we are talking here is not about risking your life. And the risk we are talking here is about go out and talk to people, go and contact people, share with people about the products. That is the risk they take. Meaning you may get rejected, people may turn you down. That is all the risk. It doesn't endanger your life. And the challenges that come with it is that, well, you may take a longer time to become a diamond. It's all right. Speed is not so important. More important is the direction. Be willing to make the sacrifices now for your future happiness. It doesn't matter. Right now, let's say you have some problems with finances. Doesn't matter. Work. Make the sacrifice. If people are sleeping 8 hours, maybe sleep 6 hours, 5 hours, and the rest of the waking hours, go and do the work. That's what I mean. Making the sacrifice, pay the price. What? For what? For your future happiness. For your future happiness. Sacrifice now for future happiness. Maintain an open mind and a positive attitude. Maintain an open mind and a positive attitude. You see, there are so many things that I share during these monthly sessions. If you don't have an open mind, you're going to condemn me as though I'm preaching a religion. If you don't have a positive attitude, you will always think the bad things that I say, even though I mean well. Maintain an open mind. 保持头脑开通. A positive attitude. 积极的概念. You must have that if you want to rise high in this Vantros healing ministry. You can go and take a look at all the 3 gold diamonds. They are humble people. They are not people who become proud because of an achievement. The more they achieve, the more humble they have become. You can go and ask them, how did they become so successful? And ask them to teach you. Be goal-directed. Set a goal. In fact, the announcement that I'm going to make after I finish this talk in a few minutes' time is about setting a goal. Be more mentored by a respectable senior. You have uplines above you. Choose one that you respect well and be mentored. Mentored means to be led in the most positive way by that senior. If you are a diamond, I would advise you to seek mentoring from your gold diamond above. If you are emerald, seek a diamond above you. If you are a ruby, seek an emerald above you. Then be mentored by these people. Learn from them. Now, this person called Oriya, she's got a nickname called Mountain Dreamer. She said, it doesn't matter to me how old you are. I just want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love. Even though the world says this is a fool, you see, you dare to take the risk. For what? For love, for your dream, for your life's adventure, to be alive. If you dare to take the risk, go all out for your dream, for your love, for your family, for your ideals, for being alive, then you have every qualification to rise up and become a real leader in Vantros. Let us refresh ourselves once again about the Vantros business. To us in Vantros, the business of Vantros is not business per se. I have said this many times again and again in forums, in public forums. The business of Vantros is not business per se. It is a healing ministry. Healing ministry. What does it involve? Healing ministry means you must come in with the joy of loving and serving people. That everyone, your friends, your relatives, you want to love them, serve them through the Vantros products, through the Vantros system. And you are dedicating your life, your time, your energy, being willing to seek out those who need the healing from this ministry and to share with them how we can help them experience the healing. We are contributing to the promotion of health and the improvement of human life. This is a fantastic statement. This is our healing ministry. So how about money? Well, money is just an end result. I may have mentioned that the 3 gold diamonds along the way, they have already received a few millions each from this Vantros healing ministry. But whatever they receive is just an end result. Result of what? Of their loving and serving people, of their dedication and willingness to share with others, of their contributing to the promotion of health and improvement of human life. That is why they have been well rewarded. So this is the healing ministry. As I look around me, so many people need healing. They need healing in their health. They need healing in their health problems and issues. They need healing in their finances. They need healing in their relationships. Maybe you too are like that. So that is why this healing ministry is always relevant. And the sooner you get on it and participate actively in it, the sooner you will see the rewards coming along your way as a result of your participation in the healing ministry. I mentioned just now that Vantros is a transformational journey. It transforms people. We help you into a direction to rediscover the meaning, the purpose, the values, the ideals of your life. More than just how much money you are making. We start the healing ministry from inside out. That means to say from transactional to transformational. Meaning what? We come in, we think that this is just a business. So we buy and sell. That is transactional. But beyond that, after that, this healing ministry is transformational. It transforms lives. You can go and ask Rebecca and Joseph whether Vantros has transformed their lives. You can ask Mr. Sokap Beng, Mrs. Sokap Beng, whether Vantros has transformed their life in these few short years. You can ask Johnny Kwa and Gobiwa whether Vantros has transformed their lives. You can ask them, and I know what answer they will give you. Now, in Vantros, we are concerned with building lasting relationship, impacting lives more than bragging about our achievements. In fact, if we want to brag about our achievements, we have a lot of things to brag. But we just want Vantros to concentrate on building relationships. And that's why I really praise my God that in the course of so many years, having so many diamond directors and gold diamonds, most of them, they still are with us today. In most MLM companies, even leaders cannot stay long. They are always running from one company to another. But in Vantros, until today, I can say 90% of our diamonds are still with us. And to us, this is something that we are very proud of. We want to build lasting relationships and impacting lives. We are a product-oriented company. We are not a marketing plan-oriented company. All our sales and achievements are based on the quality of our products. We are product-oriented. Products push our sales, not marketing plan. And if you are long enough in any MLM industry, you will know that it always takes a longer time for product-oriented company to come up. But we have already been here for 6 years already. And what are we seeing? We are seeing we have got a lot of very quality leaders along the way. And this is surely one of our assets in Vantros. We have good quality leaders. Good quality leaders will produce good quality followers. And then it goes down. So we are product oriented. Now I want to share with you about John Lennon, one of the original Beatles. In fact, he was one of the earliest to die also. John Lennon, when he was in school, the teacher asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he wrote one word, I want to be happy. And what did the teacher say? They told me I don't understand this assignment. And John Lennon replied, "You don't understand life." Wow, so profound. Here is a young man, when asked, "What do you want when you grow up?" And he say, "I want to be happy." In fact, it is so profound. But they say, "You don't understand this assignment." Now, in Ventros, we just want to see everyone who comes in, who dedicates their time and energy in Ventros. We want to see you healthy, wealthy, and happy. This is the direction that we are taking, have been taking since day one. So, just to recap, our Ventros philosophy: to live, to love, to serve. How do we live? We live not running away from life, the difficulties, the challenges. We live facing, overcoming life. How? We will continue to love. Even the unlovable, we will love. And how do we do it? We love them unconditionally. We love them even though they never reciprocate their love to us. We serve them the best we can, the best we know how. This kind of philosophy can never go wrong. And we just want this philosophy to be embraced by every leader in Ventros so that a culture is created, a company culture whereby we are here to love, to serve one another. And this will go on very well into the future as a corporate culture. Our mission is to empower people to lead and live successful, fulfilling lives through good values, good traditions, the Ventros way. Okay. Our vision: create a vehicle like now in Ventros to grow and develop in your personal character and as well as your financial well-being, your character and your financial well-being. And the four core pillars of Ventros are: one, proactivity, meaning taking responsibility over ourselves. Two, integrity. Integrity is more than honesty. Integrity is to be able to honor what we promise, what we commit to, and giving no excuses. Love, as I already explained to you, is more than just a feeling. Love is an action word. When you love, you will always translate that love into actions. And service is to make sure we serve in order to be served. We don't serve so that we don't sit down to be served. We serve in order that we will be served. So these are the four core values. Please don't wait for the perfect moment, but take the moment now and make it perfect. I hope that you will remember this as I end these four parts of this series. And now the announcement: special breakthrough news just for you, just for you. For the months of September and October, if you have your camera, better snapshot this. Any Ventros member, you, who achieves the following ranks will be rewarded with free IM lasers, non-SB. If September you become Ruby, you get 1 unit free. If in September you become Emerald, you get 4 units free. If you become Diamond, you get 6 units free. If you become Gold Diamond, you get 10 units free. If you become Crown Diamond, 20 units free. The same goes for October. So what are you waiting for? This is in addition to all the promotions that are ongoing. This is in addition to all the incentives that are already lined up in the Ventros Freedom Plan. So these are add-ons. So if this month, now it's already the 8th, you still got 23 more days. Fight. Be a Ruby. Maybe you have been a Ruby before. You can requalify to be a Ruby. And then you get 1 unit free. Use it for your demo. Use it for people who want to try it out for a week or so. You can have one unit to do that. If you achieve emerald, you have 4 units, diamond, 6 units. Now, this costs us money to do that. But I convinced my board of directors that since this is the last part of my series on goals, I would like to give you something extra to get you into the direction to be goal directed, so that all these sessions together will indeed bring forth a blessing to you, to your family. And so now I have made this announcement. Can you all just show on your screen if you are happy with that? Can you show an icon, show a sign so that Andrew can see it? How many of you are happy with this announcement? Show an icon on your screen. Okay, Andrew signaled to me, many of you are quite happy with the announcement, so I thank you. Now, the future is not some place ahead there. The future is something we are creating now, that we are creating now. You know, in the next weeks and months, we have some breaking news to announce to all of you, which I will not announce now. I will let our marketing director, Adam, to announce them to you when the time comes. Well, I would like you to imagine that your path to diamond, gold diamond, and even the crown diamond will bring you to a quality of life at the end of which you will say, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And you say, thank you, God. This is what I envisage for most of you, that as you find direction in Vantros, the healing ministry, this is how you will say it when you have arrived there. I would like to hear from you. Please send me your feedback via WhatsApp. You can write it in Mandarin, you can write in Bahasa Malaysia, you can write in English. All languages are welcome. There is no time limit imposed because this is already the last part. And I hope that you can send in the feedback, because for most of the other parts, I think some of you were angry with me, some of you could not accept that, as though I'm preaching Christianity over these talks, and you got angry. So you stopped sending feedback. I just hope that you don't misunderstand that sending feedback is part and parcel to help our company to keep improving in the quality of our delivery. So send us your feedback and contact me. If you need prayer for your breakthrough, contact me. My number is there. My email address is there. And I assure you, I take prayer very seriously. If you ask me to pray for you, that's what I will do. I pray for you. So thank you very much. I love you all. And I just pray that next month, this month and next month, many of you will be receiving your free IM lasers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lim. Once again, if you can just put in the message, just say thank you, Mr. Lim, and do remember give us the feedback so that we can through the feedback so we can continuously improve our training. And therefore, today we will finish off the meeting here. But before I finish off the motivation talk here, I would like to just to let you know this Friday on the Zoom meeting, we will be having a special training module. It's called How to Share the Goodness of CV8 and Close the Sales. Okay, it will be in English. And of course, the speaker will be our expert in
Resource expert.
what is that?
Resource expert.
Resource expert, Paul. He had a lot of experience in the direct selling company, and of course, he is willing to share with you all on his experience on how to close how to close sales for this CV8. So do watch out. Do look out for the announcements. Most probably, it will be sent out tomorrow. And do remember, inform your downline as well. Invite as many people as possible to attend this Zoom meeting. And of course, lastly, thank you so much for attending this motivation talk. We will finish off here. Meanwhile, during this period, please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay active as well. And remember, don't forget the promotion. Okay, thank you so much again. We hope to see you next time again. Goodbye.